Happy Monday, everybody. Check out this beautiful 1980 K10. One heck of a truck. Started life as a 1980 black with tan interior K10. This truck was done about a year ago. I actually put the lift on it and did some other things for the guy that owns it. Good friend of mine, Randy. But we'll come to that one here in a minute. I wanted to walk around. There's been quite a bit of stuff happening this last week where a lot of my pictures got stolen. And so I wanted to throw this on YouTube, Facebook. It's kind of raining on us here. But I guess a couple guys got scammed on this. One guy almost $1,300 out in Tennessee. One guy drove to Houston, like a 6-hour round trip to get the bed. Luckily, he didn't put any money down. But man, you got to watch the scammers out there. If they won't give you a phone number or give you a call, talk to you in person, if they won't do PayPal or Venmo or whatever goods and services, they are a scammer. So we bought this bed actually last fall. Finally went and got it here 2-3 weeks ago. I'd bought, actually that truck came from the same place. And that truck's been sold since last spring, just waiting to get, or last fall, just waiting to get picked up. But I figured the best way to put all the doubters away is just actually do a video on it. I'm here in Manhattan, Kansas. I mean, you can look me up. I'm legit. This bed is tentatively sold. It's been sold a couple times. Had some guys say they'd take it and then wouldn't, then wouldn't. The typical, I'll take it and then ghost you. But one guy's pretty darn serious about it down in Oklahoma. He's going to put a deposit down and come get it. We're gone this week to Texas LS Fest, and then he's going to come get it the weekend of the 25th. But really nice bed. A couple cross rails in the back are a little soft, need to be repaired, but for what it lacks there, it makes up for in the rest of it. And it does come with a tailgate. But let me get out of the rain here. Just wanted to show that, let people know that that is a legit bed. Here in Manhattan, Kansas. That is mine. For some reason, the scammers are out in full force. Really bad. Stealing a lot of my pictures of stuff that I sold here 6-7 months ago. Friends of mine's pictures that they've either sold or still have the parts. And so everything I have now gets watermarked. Whether or not that stops them, I don't know. But it maybe will slow them down. So anyway, just going to do a little Monday morning walk around of what we got going on here. So we went and got this from Randy here. Oh, I don't know. Friday, I think it was. And took it to a car show in my hometown, Abilene. My boy and I went over. The family went over and showed it off a little bit. Nice truck. It is LS swapped. This was a 350 4-speed truck. He elected to keep the 4-speed, but went with the LS 5.3. Runs good, sounds good. Just something for, and actually this thing got really good gas mileage going. We did about a 90 mile round trip. And I went to fill it up when I was in Abilene, and it only took like $7. So really good on fuel mileage. Even went to 35s. A little rough riding, but what short bed, 4-wheel drive lifted isn't. Beautiful truck. You can see it's pretty darn nice. So a lot of people question why or whether this was an 80. It is an 80. In 1980, you could get both front ends. So I showed you that black one out there. Well, you just glanced at it, but so that's an 80. That has square headlights. That has the V22 option appearance package. This does not. This is a custom deluxe. And so it has the round headlights. So 79 and 80 both use this setup with the bezel, but in 80 they went to this style of grille, which was used across the board in 80. It just depended on, and now this has the V22 grill, and you can see it's chrome. This would have came with a regular, just silver. grill, but that's a new grill when the restoration was done. Just looks good. The square headlights are love-hate. You know, it is whatever preference it is. They can be changed over, but anyway. So, pretty nice truck. 4-inch lift, 35s for those that are asking. 15 by 10. And then we did all this last year. Put the GM center caps on it, because these are American Racing wheels. So I drilled and we put the center caps on it. Just gives it that classic look instead of just a chrome center cap sitting there. So, new door panels. We put the carpet on. This did not have a tilt column in it. So I had a manual transmission tilt column that my brother fixed and restored, and we stuck it in there. Just a lot more comfortable. This is a factory tack truck. You can see that there. But cool truck. It's nice, but it's not so nice that you can't hop in it and drive it. I mean, it's, you know, from these tires, it's got its typical rock chips, stuff like that. But really nice truck. If somebody wants to look her. I mean, I got a lot of comments and thumbs up and everything on Saturday. So, but we did quite a bit of stuff to this last year. He had a guy restore it, and then there was just some other things. It wasn't lifted. It had an external fuel pump on it, which was just really, really noisy. So I put an internal pump in the tank and got that all fixed and taken care of, and just little bits and pieces, and spent, I don't know, I think I had it for 2, 3, 4 months, something like that. Of course, some of it was waiting on parts, and some of the parts that I got weren't worth a crap, but anyway, so good looking truck. All right, so I'm gonna go in here and I'll walk you through, trying to clean up this inventory room a little bit, but you can see, I'm just gonna kind of walk through. We've got all types of stuff, lots of brackets, some windshield wipers, one for up to 77, the others are 78 and above. Well, 78 to 83, actually. I think those other ones are, I need to look at them a little closer. They might be 84 and up. Pulleys, hood latches, grill sports. We did 2 swap meets. So we did one a couple weeks ago, and we did one in March. And it pretty much cleaned me out, and I haven't been bringing any trucks in because I've been concentrating on this other truck that I'm going to show you here shortly. But there's some cruise control modules, some air cleaners, lights. There's a 75, 76 GMC grill that I bought from a buddy of mine at the swap meet. He found it. But so while we specify in square body stuff, we actually do 67, 72 also. In fact, I got 2 of them in the shop. One's a short bed, one's a K5 Blazer. But some hubcaps, once again, got cleaned out. Just have not replenished. One, it's been raining a lot here, and so it's really hard. I was supposed to go look at a bunch of trucks about an hour and a half from here, but where it's at, they cleaned out a bunch of trees, so it's nothing but pure mud. So while I don't mind an adventure, I'm not going to tromp through pure mud and try to get something out and get stuck and create an even bigger mess. So we'll just have to wait till it dries out a little bit. But there's some bezels. There is a 8991 electronic cluster. If somebody wants that, it comes with this extra one also, because this one you can see is broke a little bit right there, but this other one is good. This is like a 84 to 88, something like that. There's a Fox body cluster. That's out of a GT, I believe. See, there's some 67, 72 stuff. But that instrument cluster, $150 plus shipping. Somebody wants it. Wiring's there on the back. Some trim. Once again, that stuff sells pretty fast. And then we do have some door panels. Those can all be cleaned and look brand new. I've actually had them look worse than that and made them look brand new. So if anybody knows what those are, then you know your square body stuff. That's actually armrests that Velcro to the wheel well on a K5 Blazer or Jimmy, 89 to 91. There's some interior stuff. We did have a bunch of wheels and tires. We sold quite a few. I like to keep some sets around just for rollers. There's a 73 to 80 front bumper that's pretty decent. Somebody put fog lights on it at one time, but it does have guards on it. I do not have any 81 and up bumper guards. As soon as I get them in, they sell. A lot of people asking me about those. K5 Blazer seats. I think those are out at like an 84. They'll work up to like 88, I believe, as far as the pattern. Those are the seats. If anybody knows their first gen K5 Blazer stuff, but that's the ones for the white Blazer out there in the shop. That's the tailgate that goes with the red bed that became quite the controversy the last week or so. That's crazy. I had probably 4 people message me and say, hey, people are using your parts. Yeah, so, and I do the same for other friends too. It's just crazy. Absolutely nuts, the scammers out there. And while I feel bad for the buyers, man, you got to do your due diligence. You have to. Ask for a phone number. Ask for proof. I had one lady, she messaged me on the Flint Hills Square Bodies page and said, how do I know you're real? So I sent her my personal profile with, I said, here, look, I'm real. So it's unfortunate because it's making the guys and the ladies, everybody who's trying to do this as either a hobby or a full-on business like we have, it's making us look bad, or people don't trust us. And fortunately, we've been doing this long enough that we have a great reputation, that people will vouch for you, but you just never know. So that's why I kind of like the swap meets. They've, we've got face-to-face, meeting people in person. There's just no replacement for that, in my opinion. That is a 77 and up door. This is complete. It is rust-free. It, I believe, came off of an 84. But nice door. That's the only one I have. I've sold all my doors, all my 81 and up fenders and hoods. Like I said, I just haven't been bringing any trucks in right now. But when we get back from Texas this week, we're going to start bringing more in and getting some more parts and stuff like that. Try to find some good sheet metal, whatnot. 73 to 80 fender. That's an aftermarket, I believe, but it'd work for a driver. It's rust-free, but it is what it is. 69 to 72 hood. I believe this is off of 71 or 2 because there's no emblem right there. We were going to use it on the 72 short bed that we have out there, but I think we're just going to go all AMD on that thing. So there's some cool wheels that I had for sale. They are 15x7 Vectors, American Racing, 5-on-5. They were on a truck. They did held air. They balanced fine. Really cool wheels, but $350. Somebody can have those. I don't know. I might even let them go for $300. Comes with lug nuts. But just cool wheel. Kind of a day 2 70s look. But been trying to clean last week a little bit, organize, but I need more shelving in here. But and then a bunch of new inbox stuff just over the years we've got. So, all right, let's go out here. So this 72 K5 Blazer, I might have done a video on this. You can see it was an absolute mess. They found this in Lake of the Ozarks that somebody's put, I don't know what those are even out of, those seats in it. Thankfully, they used the tracks for the passenger side, so the track's under there. But this is a cool Blazer. It's not completely rusted out. I mean, it does have its rust, but check out them tires. Those are so cool. I mean, I wouldn't drive too far on them, but pretty cool. So you can see, I mean, It is rusty, but it's not completely full of rust. Had to put an ignition switch and lock cylinder in it because it didn't have a key. Check out that CB. Oh, and the mileage is 98,673. There's the mileage in 1998, 98,343. So the change of oil, drove it, whatever that is, 300 miles, 330 miles, parked it. But this is a 350 truck. Wouldn't turn over. It sat with the air cleaner off. So I put some Marvel Mister oil and transmission fluid down the intake manifold, took the carburetor off, and I've been so busy, to tell you the truth, it's sat like this for, what, 3 weeks now. So should loosen it up. Oh, here, I'll show you. If anybody needs any big block stuff, there's an intake manifold, carburetor, heads, water pump, pulleys, AC brackets. This is all off of a 73 Monte Carlo is what it decodes as, but those are the 881 heads. But I was looking them up and they said, you know, Monte Carlo, Laguna, Malibu, Corvette, they were pretty much all the same. So here's the extras for the Blazer, the 72 over there. But yeah, check that out. We bought this from the original owner's granddaughter. This truck originated from Illinois, went to Colorado for a little bit, ended back up in Missouri, Lake of the Ozark area, where it stayed till we rescued it. So, pretty cool. Anybody needs any jack stuff, got tons of jack stuff. There's the Spirit of 76 we'll walk around here in a minute. Here's the 72 short bed, 2-wheel drive, one family owned, that we've got a 10 works C-notch. We've got 10 works cross member coming so we can run through exhaust, and a 10 works cross member for LS transformation, because once we get all that in, we'll cut all that out, get that in, get new suspension, do tubular. I think we're not gonna slam it, but it's gonna be like a 2.4. Probably do like a Ride Tech in the front, something like that. Got a little frame repair to do on the front here, but this will be a really, really cool truck once done. So if you saw my post on Facebook, we do everything. I'm a one-man band, so I do what I can to get everything done, but just kind of have to be methodical and use my time wisely to get everything done. But we get it done. We've churned out some vehicles that have been pretty awesome. I mean, we didn't do the paint and body. We don't do paint and body, but that truck, we actually found that truck for Randy. I should have bought it, but he bought it and then made it look like that, which is just amazing. But check out that grill. Yeah, cool truck. No AC, but it does have power brakes, power steering. Pulled all the plugs, and we'll get back on this one. Maybe if I can get on it this week. We're leaving Thursday afternoon. I don't know. We'll see. At least get it running and driving, and maybe put a little lift on it with some wheels and tires. Just drive it the way it is. So anybody that knows these things knows they're crazy money, whether they're whole or parts. This one obviously will not be parted out, but still a cool rig. They're still out there. All right, so and then all this stuff, that's all the stuff for that short bed. So we got an extra cab we're going to use the roof off of, because this truck was rolled at one time. This bed is surprisingly not in bad shape at all. It just needs to be repaired dent wise, but as far as being rusted out, it's in really, really good shape. So this truck is going to end up being black, and it's gonna be like that truck. It's going to look nice, but he's going to drive it. You know, this truck here, this Spar to 76, if you've been following us along, we've had this one for, I don't know what it's been, 3 years, 4 years, 4 years in October, which I would think I'm about 2 weeks away for this thing to be completed, running and driving. And then we're just waiting on the bed, the hood, the tailgate. Those are still in paint. And then friend of mine that's doing it, the body work is, wants it back so he can, there's a couple little things. And of course I've nicked it here and there accidentally, but he's gonna go and clean up. Even though the paint looks awesome, it's shrank down a couple places, which is common. But you can see attention to detail. We used American Auto Wire on this, so that's all going to be loomed up, so you can see how nice the loom is. So that's how that will be. I've just left it all loose so I can get it routed correctly and kind of hidden. It's going to look factory, but there's some places that I've kind of like that. I wish I would have put that in the fender, but it actually looks nice that way. But it actually got a Borgenson steering shaft. You can see right there, this is actually was bare metal, but I painted that, put the boot back on. And then these Borgenson steering shafts, they come with this that goes right to the steering column. So we're gonna get that stuck in today, but yeah, kind of dusty. But with the swap meets in the last couple of weeks, getting really busy for those and prepared for those, hasn't allowed me to work on this as much as I wanted to. But beautiful truck. See it in person. I got to rebuild the AC box. It's actually all apart and cleaned up and painted. I just got to get it all put back together. But the battery's not hooked up, but all LED lights inside. So these only came with one under the dash, like right here. When you do American Auto Wire, they actually give you two. One for here, and then one for either over there or here. So I put one here, but then I had some really nice wiring harnesses with one, and I put one here. So now it's got three of them, and it lights it up really good. So this being a Spar to 76, they all came with blue interior, blue carpet, blue dash, white door panels, blue seat belts, and these seat belts were restored by Tina King up in Ohio. She did an amazing job. A lot of the stuff was done a couple years ago. As we were stripping it down, we were sending stuff off to get done. Another steering column my brother rebuilt. Did an amazing job, but there's a Dakota Digital. It's just sitting in there. You can see I've got it zip tied because I need to finish all my wiring. Well, it's all wired up, but I need to route my wiring up cleanly, and the module that it comes with, get it secured. There's the the Dakota Digital switch, so you can toggle your colors, program it, whatnot. I just thought that was a good place right there by the brake release, kind of out of the way. You won't bang your knee or anything on it. So yeah, really cool truck. There's the one piece back glass. This came with this solid glass, but for airflow and stuff, that one piece just looks really nice. My buddy Chad put that in the windshield in for us. But I got to finish wiring up the fuel tanks. Well, with this Dakota Digital, you have to use, they don't come with the fuel stuff, so you got to use the old. So I'm going to get all that fixed. I need to put the parking brake together, and yeah, we're on the downhill on this. It doesn't come with rallies. It came with some kind of horrible looking hubcaps, in my opinion, but 15x8 rallies, all reconditioned, new rings, caps, and those are actually NOS rings. With 255, 70 Cooper Cobras, for those asking. But yeah, this is like I said, a one family owned. This was used on the farm and then hit a hedge post like in '92 and sat ever since, which is probably what kind of saved it from really being completely ran to the ground. But it about 7 trucks for the sheet metal on this. Doors, bed, hood. The fenders are NOS we got from Joe Jenkins in Illinois. But yeah. So these wheel opening moldings are also NOS, and believe it or not, the NOS wheel molding and the NOS fenders really don't fit together very well. So for those of you that are all NOS, they don't exactly fit the greatest. I've actually had better luck with LMC wheel opening moldings than those NOS ones, but it is what it is. We got those off eBay. Lady was selling her husband's NOS collection and went into a bidding war with the guy, but we ended up getting them. Those are substantially more than I wanted to pay, but when you're spending this much money on a truck, you really can't slouch on things. We did use the original drip rail moldings. I don't like the aftermarket ones, and these ones weren't in too bad of a shape. I just sanded and polished them, buffed them up. They're not perfect, but at the same time, there's just some things that you just can't get away with as far as aftermarket. Speaking of aftermarket, the trim is LMC. I did not want to go with that, but I tried to order Marquet. They weren't making it at the time. I wanted to get the trim on. So the trim is something that can always be replaced later if you wanted to go with some Marquet. Really wanted it, but they weren't making it, and I had to do something. But you get what you pay for, and while they never look this good from the factory, when you do make them look this good, you don't want to slouch on certain things, like I said earlier, and trim being one of them. But what are you going to do? You know, this truck also has LMC on it, and while it looks a little bit better, it's just kind of tinny. You know, like this has a little kind of dent right there, and that's just from barely pushing on it. But once again, this white truck is just gonna drive it, have fun with it. So it's not like it's just gonna sit. Like this one will be driven, but it'll spend most of its time covered up in Steve's shop. So, but yeah, we powder coat everything that we do, like this quality. So you can see we've got a powder coating guy here in town, MTS, does an amazing job. Now, these already came powder coated, but I had them powder coat the spindles, the caliper. I might have painted those, I don't remember. It's been so long. But red head steering gear, that already came just like that. Exhaust manifolds powder coated. So, but everything that could be powder coated that I couldn't take care of myself, I had powder coated. The tanks, because they came primered, obviously the frame. So the frame actually looked like this one initially. They sandblasted it. And this frame isn't perfect. There's a little bit of pitting on top, but you'll never see that with the bed on. But you can see it's pretty amazing as far as yeah, I mean, that's just amazing. But, and you don't have to take yours to this level, but that's just what we chose to do this one. So it'll probably win a lot of awards. We're going to take it to some big shows. It's a long bed, not a short bed for all you guys, but you know what? I don't think there's going to be short beds that'll be this nice, so it is what it is. Everything underneath was bed lined the same color. You can see it looks just as nice underneath as it does on top. I got to get all my plug wires and everything back on. I had to take the cap off to get the wiring routed down behind the distributor and to the starter correctly. But yeah. So anyway, wanted to do a Monday morning walk around, show you what's going on in the shop. We did put a post out if you're looking for any parts. I had a guy message me asking for some K20 hangers for a frame on the rear. I don't have any, but I sent them off to some guys I do know have them. So if I don't have it, I probably know somebody who does, or I probably have it coming in. So we can help you with your lifts. If you just want to put a lift on, we can help you with wiring. I don't do body and paint. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to deal with it. That's just a whole nother animal. So you find somebody good, great that does it, like Norm, and it ends up looking like this. You can shave in this thing. So I don't know who Randy had do this, but he did a pretty good job, whoever it was, do this truck. And then I got it and took it to this level that it is now. So, oh, here, one more thing I'm going to show you before we leave. If you've made it this far. So this will be on YouTube. So you can like, share, comment, follow. Click that subscribe button. But that's what your Spirit of 76 seat looks like. Had Drew Miller do this with Get Stitched upholstery. His main specialty is boats, but he also does automotive. So he made all this, and then this fabric, since it doesn't, you can't make it, it came from SMS Auto Fabrics in Oregon. They specialize in all that hard to find fabric, 50s, 60s cars, this kind of stuff. So did an amazing job. The seat tracks off of it now. I got to get those cleaned up and painted and reinstalled. Get the hinge covers painted and get the seat put in. But that'll look amazing once it's put inside that truck. And it's kind of cool to start seeing them come together. Be even cooler when it's gone and it's in Steve's shop. So, well, thanks for following along. Thanks for watching. We are going to do a couple things to this. It's raining out, so it's not going to go outside right now. But get it loaded Thursday morning on the trailer, get ready, and we are going to head for Texas LS Fest this weekend, Friday and Saturday at Texas Motor Speedway. So if you're watching this and you're going down there, if you're looking for this truck, I'm sure there will be some badass rides, but just having an LS in it, they'll let us in. It's more a trip for my boy for getting all A's this year, and he's been wanting to go. And he's got some YouTubers that he follows that he wants to go meet, so which will be fun. But it'll be him, my wife, and the dog heading along. So happy Monday. Stay safe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.